up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Almeria in La Liga. It is our final match at the Camp Nou for this season until the World Cup break. Of course, I think we do play on the final day of December of this year at the Camp Nou, but this will be the last game at the stadium for about a month and a half. And of course, during the World Cup, there will be some big reconstruction going on around the Camp Nou. But the big highlight of this game, of course, will be the fact that it will be Gerard Pique's final match in the iconic stadium. But there is a task at hand for Barcelona, and that's to pick up all 3 points in what is a very close La Liga title race at the moment. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Spotify Camp Nou, and where Piqué will play his final match for the blaugrana. At the moment, as I'm recording this video, Friday morning before Xavi's press conference, there's still no news on what will happen on the day. Will he come on, do a speech, or will it be like a mosaic like we had for Iniesta and Xavi, where we're gonna commemorate him? Will they bring out his trophies? Absolutely no idea. All we know at the moment that this will be Piqué's final game at the Camp Nou, and we'll have to wait and see what they do have planned. Of course, the club and the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Pablo Gonzalez Fuertes, and on the VR, it will be Santiago Jaime Later. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona currently sit in second place in La Liga on 31 points. After playing 12 matches, we do have 10 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. If you look at our last 5 games in the league, 4 win and 1 loss. Of course, that 1 loss coming to first place, Real Madrid in the Clásico. But our Catalonia neighbors, our Catalonia friends in Girona, did draw against them last weekend, 1-1 at the Bernabeu, and now the difference in points is only 1. Real Madrid sat on 32 points in La Liga. After playing 12 matches, they do have 10 wins and 2 draws, 1 point. This is time now for Barcelona to capitalize. If we go top of the table during the World Cup, that would be a big motivation boost for the players. And of course, if we look at third place in Atletico Madrid, we do have an 8-point cushion as they lost to Cádiz last weekend. They currently have 23 points. Also, Real Betis in 4th also have 23 points. I believe Sociedad in 5th have 22, and I think Athletic Club in 6th have 20. So between 3rd and 7th, there's only like a 4 point gap, but at the top, it's only 1 point, and anything can happen this weekend. Now, if you take a look at the top teams who will be facing this weekend, Atletico Madrid will host Espanyol. Should be an easy 3 points, but the big match this weekend is the Sevilla derby. Real Betis versus Sevilla at the Benedito Villamarín. So that'll be a big game. That's probably the biggest game of the weekend. But Real Madrid will travel to Rayo Vallecano. Now, as we all know, Rayo Vallecano against the top teams, they're okay. Of course, they took away points from us at the first game of the season. They drew 0-0 at the Camp Nou. So maybe, just maybe, we can see Real Madrid dropping points. Of course, they did play midweek in the Champions League. They played a very strong squad, where Barcelona, on the other hand, did rotate heavily. So this could be Barcelona's chance. If Real Madrid slip up, we have to be there to capitalize. And of course, our job at hand is to beat Almeria. Now, Real Madrid do play on Monday, so if we win, it'll put more pressure on them, of course, and that probably will favor them a bit to get those 3 points. But again, Barcelona have to do their job first, and that is beating Almeria at the Camp Nou. And if you take a look at our opponents in Almeria and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat in 13th place in La Liga on 13 points. After playing 12 matches, they do have 4 wins, 1 draw, and 7 losses. But if you look at the last 5 games in the league, 3 wins and 2 draws. So out of the whole entire season, they have 4 wins, but out of those 4, 3 of them coming in their last 5 matches. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Almeria, one of the newly promoted sides this season, and so far they're around mid-table, so they're doing fairly well for their expectations. Again, 3 wins in the last 5 matches. They're not in the relegation battle at the moment, so they're doing okay. Now, I'm wondering, Barca boy, since they're you're newly promoted, when was the last time we faced them? It was all the way back in the treble season, the start of the downfall of Barcelona, of course. In the 14-15 season, I remember this game like it was yesterday. Messi with that beautiful finesse. I think Suarez got a brace, and I think it was a defender. I think it was Marc Bartra who scored the other goal, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check that later. I should have checked that before, but it is what it is. What a game that was. I remember that like it was yesterday, but it's not yesterday anymore. We're now, almost 7-8 years later, and we now face Almeria again. It's been a long time since we faced them, and now we will face them for the first time in several years. They took a look at the last 5 matches in all competition. In their last match, they beat Celta Vigo 3-1, they lost to Villarreal 2-1, they beat Girona 3-2, they lost to Betis 3-1, but they did beat Rayo Vallecano 3-1. So now let's take a look at their last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly is that 3-2 win against Girona. Now they do play in a very attacking formation. You could say 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3-4, fourth variation, the attacking variant of course. In this match, they were the dominant side, but of course the defense not that strong and they didn't end up leaking goals, but at home they picked up 3 very big points for their league campaign. Next match was a 2-1 loss to Villarreal away at Villarreal. Now I did watch this game, and in this match Almeria were okay, but they did end up losing because they conceded a 90th minute winner from Nicolas Jackson, who of course Barcelona had been rumored to be interested in signing as a free agent. Now in this match I can see Almeria did play in the 5-3-1-2 formation, again against the bigger sides. They do tend to park the bus as we will expect. I would say in this match they were very unlucky to not win this game or at least get a point, but they did go toe-to-toe with Villarreal in this match. It was more even than you think, but their last match of all competition was a 3-1 win to Celta Vigo, which caused Eduardo Kounde to get sacked. The manager of Celta Vigo got sacked after this game. Almeria did play well, they did dominate again in that 4-3-3-4 or 4-2-3-1 formation. Pure domination, of course, still leaking goals at the back, but they did walk away with 3 big points. So overall, final thoughts on Almeria. They're pretty much an average side in La Liga, definitely part of that lower half table. I think slowly but surely they will work their way down the table. Would they get relegated? You could say yes, you could say no. They definitely have a chance of staying up, but I think right now the league table is favoring them a bit. They're currently managed by their manager Rubi, who of course is very experienced in La Liga. He managed Espanyol and also Real Betis as well. Now please look out for Almeria. There isn't much to be honest. They have 2 very good goalkeepers. Firstly, Pacheco, of course, Deportivo Alavés. They got relegated, so he signed with Almeria. He's a good goalkeeper. But their actual starting keeper is Fernando, who's actually played very well for them over the past 2 seasons. I think he made La Liga's team of the season for the Smart Bank last season. He plays well. And there is 2 former Barcelona players on the Almeria squad. Firstly, Chumi, the center back. I saw him play a bit for Barcelona, of course. And also Hakimi, the left back. He is a regular starter for them. Of course, we sold him, I think, 2 summers ago for around 2 million to Almeria, and now he's back in La Liga. Him coming to the Camp Nou, he wants to prove a point, although Chumi does not start too much, so if he does end up playing, he could want to prove a point as well. Other than that, there's no threat. They do have Embarba, who is their winger. He used to play for Espanyol, now he's moved to Almeria. He's of course very experienced, can be very lethal up front, but other than that, it's just a lot of veterans and a lot of youngsters, you know, mixed up into one squad, but they're all putting in a shift on the pitch. I think their best strength, Almeria, is of course in that midfield. They like to transition very quickly, especially when they play a very attacking formation, but we are expecting a 5 at the back at the Camp Nou. So what I say for Barcelona, dominate that midfield, be strong in defense, and also again create many chances. Even though they're going to be a weak side, I think creating multiple chances will give you that opportunity to get more goals. Again, we don't really create too many chances, we probably won't score that many goals. So I think for Almeria, they're going to be sitting back, parking the bus, and waiting for Barcelona to make a mistake. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Bellerin, Piqué, Busquets, Dembele, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Varane, Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, De Jong, Raphinha, Eric Garcia, and Naki Peña, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Chad Riyad, and Arnaud Tenes. So from the last squad list, a lot of changes of course. Lewandowski comes back in after that minor back injury, but the big news, Andreas Christensen has received the medical green light, of course getting injured out during international duty in the last international break. He's back now, which is good, but Eric Garcia is back as well. He got the green light, but no green light for Jules Kounde. As we all knew, the reports were coming out saying that, oh, he'll only miss Viktoria Plzen midweek, but he should be back for this weekend. But Jules Kounde does not make it, unfortunately. And of course, you do have the regular injuries: Depay, Kessie, Roberto, Araujo, they're all still out. You have Chad Riyad coming in as the replacer for Kounde, so to speak. And other than that, no other surprises. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. Of course, his press conference this morning, he was asked a lot of questions by the media. He was actually asked 25 questions in this press conference, and 21 of them were about Gerard Pique. So let's gonna see what Xavi had to say about Piqué and a few other questions about the match. He came out starting off, of course, saying that we will try to win the 3 points and keep the pressure on Real Madrid. Also, this is a special match after the message of Piqué, who we will give a lot of love to. I understand Piqué's decision given the circumstances. He's been through it, and I wish him all the best. Barcelona fans also rate him as a legend of the club. I had a conversation with Piqué before the start of the season. It was a private conversation, but talking to Piqué was the most difficult moment of my coaching career so far. We have reached a point in the end where we see the interest of the clubs. He's saying that, look, he had that conversation with him in the summer. You're not good enough. You will be the 5th choice center back, and it's up to him to make the decision. Piqué decided to stay, and now he will leave, of course. There were decisions that had to be taken in the interest of the club and the team, and some of those decisions were not desirable to make. It was tough about Piqué because he's a former teammate of mine. I'm grateful to him, and we have to work in the interest of the club. He was then asked if Piqué will start tomorrow. He said that we will see. Now let me know in the comments down below, you rather Piqué starts or come on as a sub? For me, I'd rather he starts and he walks off, rather than he gets clapped while he walks on. So that's just my opinion, but we'll see. The rumors is that Piqué will start this match, especially with Kounde and other center backs being out, and of course Christensen just coming back from injury. Xavi continues on by saying that I prefer to talk about Piqué's strength. He was asked by a journalist, tell me the strengths and also the weaknesses of Piqué, which I think is really weird to ask. So he said, I prefer to only talk about the strengths, his competitiveness, his winning mentality, his intelligence. He's very committed, he's very loyal colleague, and also a great leader. And then actually Tony Juan Marti from Reliva asked him about it now that only Busquets is the remaining player from that iconic team in 2011. He said, you know what, this is life. There's a new generation coming and another generation will end. I may feel nostalgic, but this is the way of life. Then asked about the World Cup coming up, saying that I see Argentina and Brazil more prepared and more tactically sound than the European teams. Anything can happen in the World Cup though. There are strong teams such as France, Spain, and England, but I think that Argentina and Brazil are the 2 clear favorites. Tomorrow we have an extra incentive to win the match, say goodbye to Piqué in the best way possible. The fans will come to cheer Piqué and show him all their love, of course, and give him what he deserves for the wonderful career he gave and had for Barcelona. My relationship with my former teammates is still the same even after I became a coach. There's no problems there. Then asked about Barcelona B players coming through. Of course, we have a lot of injuries. We're seeing a lot of, Casados, Alvaro Sanz, Chad Riyad. He's asking about his experience in Barcelona B. He said that, look, we're always thinking of using Barcelona B defenders. There are different characteristics of the defenders in the team, and they can make a difference as well. Then he was asked about when he knew about Piqué's decision. He said that we heard about Piqué's decision this week. Surely I had to play an important weight on it and making a decision, but the truth is that I had to make a decision, and in many situations someone else played over Piqué. Then he was asked about, is Piqué a legend for Barcelona, best center back to play for Barcelona? He said yes. Then he was asked if he's the best center back of all time. He said that, look, who's in the conversation? Beckenbauer, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, Baresi. He said he's definitely in that conversation, but of course this match will be about Piqué bidding farewell to Barcelona. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Almeria tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will actually be very easy to predict, of course, after heavy rotation midweek against Viktoria Plzen in the Champions League. And I think Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Alejandro Balde, Jules Kounde, Gerard Pique, and Jordi Alba, midfield 3 of Sergio Busquets, Frankie de Jong, and Pedri Gonzalez, and a front 3 of Ousmane Dembele, Robert Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. No idea why I said everyone's full name, but we move on. Starting off in the back line now. Piqué is making an appearance in this match. The question is when. I think it's more impactful that he starts and he gets subbed off rather than him coming on. Maybe we could see him start the game and maybe subbed off in the 3rd minute for Eric Garcia. Absolutely no idea, but I think Piqué will start. And if he does start, I think Busquets will give him the captain's armband as well, despite the fact he's not the first team captain. But there are a lot of reports about Alejandro Balde playing at right back, and I think that will be the case. Of course, Bellerin has been absolutely stinky his past few games. I think he will trust Balde at right back, Jordi Alba left back, and of course, one of Kounde or Garcia will start alongside Piqué. I think it will go Jules Kounde. Midfield 3, again for me, set in stone. The question is really, will he drop Frankie de Jong for Gavi? I don't think that's the case. I think he will go with Busquets, de Jong, and Pedri. If he does start Gavi, I do see de Jong being sacrificed, and then the front 3, Dembele, Lewandowski, are guaranteed. The question is, who will be the other winger? Ansu Fati, Varane, or Raphinha? And on form, you have to say Ferran Torres. He got big praise from Xavi in the post-match press conference for the match against Viktoria Plzen, and I definitely see him starting this match in some way, shape, or form. And that's the line I think that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know who you think Xavi's going to go with down in the comments below. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup. I've gone with this lineup on the screen right now. I would have gone with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Bellerin, Kounde, Gerard Pique, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of De Jong, Gavi, and Pedri, and a front three of Dembele, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. So first in that front three, exact same for me. I think Ferran Torres definitely 100% deserves to start this match. Midfield three, I'm going with our best midfield three, only because I think they have to start getting used to play with each other, get that chemistry up. Of course, De Jong usually doesn't play the pivot. I think this is a perfect game for him to practice as well for the big games after the World Cup. I don't think Busquets can play there long term, so I would start with that midfield three for cohesion and chemistry reasons. Now, in the back line, I have made a few changes. Firstly, I would start Hector Bellerin only because I understand his point. He's been, no preseason, had a big injury. He needs some minute. And also, this is the game where you want to see Hector Bellerin play. A weaker side at home. This is opportunity to get forward, create chances, maybe get an assist, and also defend well. So, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and start him, although if he does have a stinker, he might be finito. I would go with Kounde and Piqué as center back partnership as well. Of course, Piqué being his last match at the Camp Nou, and I would sub him off at the 3rd minute as well, or halftime. We'll have a chat if I was the manager. And I would go with Alejandro Balde left back. Of course, he was rested midweek, and of course, Ter Stegen, best goalkeeper in the world in net as well. And that's the line that I would select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below. Would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? This should be the easiest 3 points for Barcelona this season, and I have gone Barcelona win this match by 3-0. Look, it's a weakened side, newly promoted as well at the Camp Nou, final game of the stadium for like a month and a half, and also the final game of the legendary center back Gerard Pique. Ain't no way they have to leave him on a draw or a loss. They have to win. I'm very, very, very confident of the win. Clean sheet, you never know. Of course, I think Barcelona will keep a clean sheet. Again, anything but a win will be the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. We draw points against Almeria at home. A lot of questions are going to be asked about this team and also the manager as well. But I don't think that will be the case. I think it'll be easy 3 points for Barcelona, and I have gone Barcelona winning this match by 3-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Almeria in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would I pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go if you were the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow after the match by match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It will be an emotional game for sure, with Piqué playing his final match at the Camp Nou for Barcelona. But of course, the main objective of that night is to get 3 points. Take care, and Forza Barca.